welcome Cobras, and welcome everybody to your crypto hub for your latest TA fundamentals and updates. So we have our Discord here, all our previous YouTube, Cobra Twitters. All you have to do is type in these three emojis plus y.at, and it'll bring you guys straight to our Cobra links, right? So let's just hop straight into let's hop straight into the markets. So pretty much 2 p.m. Eastern, so about an hour ago, we've had the FOMC minutes come out. I believe this was a report. This was a report that the FOMC released. Even though they had their meeting at the first week of the month on the 4th or the 5th, they released their minutes report today. So that was pretty interesting. Let's see what people are saying. Some just latest news. Dollar moves a little bit after the meeting. So the DXY is what we're really like gauging to see if there's going to be still some strength in the market. Or the stronger dollar means weaker assets, weaker indices. So with that news, let's just get straight into it. Let's see what happened last hour. All right, so we've had this major range that we've just still been playing in. We now see almost like a descending triangle with this bottom resistance line. Pretty much what we're looking for is the highs pretty much to make lower highs. You see how ever since even in this area we still just been making lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. If we look to the downside, notice that when we made a lower low to this low, this remained our lowest low for the region. So updating your highest high in the region and your lowest low is you always have to know where that is, your main support and resistance almost, as well your zone area where you're getting the wick rejections off of. So if we're looking at this blue, we're looking at this blue resistance line, this is pretty much going to be the resistance we see for our descending triangle outlook. So let's try to see if we can find a stronger line. I kind of like the line just where it is. You can see that the kind of steeper descending line that has 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches, 4 touches, 5 touches, and we just got that 6 touch on this 3-hour wick that has come up. We have 2 hours left in this candle, so this 3-hour candle was a representation of what happened last hour. Pretty much we see the wick to the downside, wick to the upside. If you even go down to the lower time frames, right on the 2 o'clock hour, we see the volume kind of pick up, right? What did it do? Wick to the upside, wick to the downside, small candle body. Try to make a higher high, really holding the support of this 21 week or 21 moving average. This is only on the 15-minute chart, so it does move around a lot. What I'm watching right now is to see if we could hold around this 60 RSI as resistance. You can see the price action is above this candle close, but the RSI still hasn't gotten above this peak. So I'll be looking to see if this red line could hold the resistance. If not, this blue line, if we actually do get candle closes above it, most likely we'll be seeing 3,800 or the top area. Let's see where the top was, or like this 31,200 area. So 3,800 through 31,200. If the bulls have a breakout, we'd like to see a volume spike, and then maybe just getting above and holding the zone of support to continue up to 34K. We're in the middle, right? We're just pinched right in the middle. Look at some other charts. which is kind of interesting. You have like a rising channel, right? It like this is being used as support until it's not. Once we fall through this line, this resistance line, it's very, it's a very voluminous move. So just like this upward descending channel I'm monitoring, but we also have like these cutting symmetrical triangles, right? Or supports. This one at the bottom, you can see that once we actually dip below it, we did have volume was induced, but we just bounced straight off of this zone and we're able to continue up. Seen a lot of funny Twitter, like Twitter memes recently. One of them, as we stated kind of earlier last week, was Bitcoin was just pegged to 30K, right? As we see, last hour we just wicked 30K right on the dot again. We haven't been able to break away from 30K. But one thing I do like is us staying below the 60 RSI, and notice how we're getting to this apex of the triangle. Let's check a different chart for it. This was the play we kind of caught yesterday or last night. Seen a nice little fallen wedge along with this descending triangle resistance. Now if we extend that, we're still using this line as resistance right now as we tested the last hour. So here we see more of like a descending channel. Breaking this line would be big for the bears. Breaking above these highs would be big for the bulls. So yeah, very, very pinched right now in my favorite chart that I'll be going to. So we see another like wedge situation that happened right there. Clean this one up. But yeah, this range has been, very lovely, little tricky. But when you have this much consolidation, right? If we even go on to like the daily time frame, like let's delete all these lines. I'm happy that this zone is pretty much coming to an end. This is it's been a nice 2 weeks down here. So if we're looking for confirmation, let's see. So we see this pinch, right? We're getting to like the apex of the triangle. Only one, 4-hour candle that kind of escaped here for a daily close. Notice, the next day we didn't even wick up. We came straight down. So loads of consolidation. This is either going, up or it's going down. I'm not too confident in a breakout, fake out. Like, let's say we come up here. I mean, maybe we test 30. If we do break up to the upside and we test in 32 through 34K, I might be able to start looking for another short, but I won't be looking for it to catch that long. I've already been layering in shorts from, 3,400, above our kind of resistance, and us doing that, we would have been in profits a lot of the time. But if you would have held for, the breakout to come below, that's when, your greed has gotten the most of you and you weren't able to, capture your profits with, it coming back to entry every single time. So that's, this is the main lookout for right now. Still consolidation. We see that on the daily we're pinching, on the 4-hour we're pinching even more. We wanted to make a kind of tighter trend. And this doesn't look that good because it's just too tight, right? It's a triangle and a triangle. We already know we're in the middle point of the zone, so this is like an area we don't really like to take trades from, right? We like to we like to take our trades from like, you know, heavy resistance areas like up here, or, you know, support areas. So the middle of the zone is kind of, you know, food or no good. It leaves you susceptible to, you know, wicks to the upside and wicks to the downside if you're not correct. When you get down here, you'll be over 1% or 2% in drawdown, and at this point you're just like, you know, your emotions are going crazy. If you did want to add a small position in, you could do that, 10-15%, and, you know, DCA as, you know, we start heading, you know, towards your other the other price or against you. But yeah, this is, you know, consolidation. There's not much we could say. We've seen the wedge that we fell from last night. If we want to just go down to a lower time frame real quick, light low wedge, came down just holding the support. We've started to make higher highs from the drop. If we're looking at the Fibonacci, boom, 786 retracement. Can we break this fib to, you know, break out to the upside to break the dailies, or can, you know, we hold this fib as a rejection to, you know, come to try to make lower lows farther than the daily low? It's the only thing we need to be watching right now, monitoring. And yeah, you know, sometimes there's a time to trade and there's a time to just be patient. Once we do have confirmation, or, you know, let's say we do come back up to this resistance, we have a double top under the 60, might be another area to short. But yeah, you know, just check into their Discord. We're updating our technical analysis and charts all the time. This was just, you know, a little quicker of an update. I'm not going to really go into total market cap, but I will touch on ETH to Bitcoin. So we remember that we were, you know, fighting this weekly kind of ascending triangle support line, right? So if we kind of took out, you know, disregard the symmetrical triangle, all we're really monitoring is, you know, this zone, right? This zone, and us slipping this trend line. If we go down to like the daily, give you guys a better picture, you can see the retest came last night with this wick, slight falling wedge that we came out of. And these patterns on the ETH to Bitcoin and total charts, they move slower, but the chart patterns are a lot easier to kind of pick up. So we see that we're making lower lows on the price action. We're also making higher lows on the RSI. We'll just have some sort of divergence to, you know, keep ETH to Bitcoin up. This is pretty much up to Bitcoin at the moment. You see that ETH to Bitcoin has lost dominance, as ETH is, you know, still 0.26 down for the day, about $5 down on the day, when Bitcoin's up roughly 0.76 or $2,200. So that is, you know, that was the ETH to Bitcoin. If we look at total 3, which is, I'm sorry, it's about there. If we look at total 3, this will be the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH. So you can see there's about $447 billion in just shitcoins, alts, Polkadot, Pro, every other coin besides Bitcoin and ETH. Only 400 billion market cap, right? The high of this was around 1 trillion, November 21st. And if we're thinking back, let's see when that was. COVID dip was here. Oh, no. Way before that, actually. So this is our second run. Notice how alts, specifically shitcoins, you know, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high, we bottomed out in May to July. You know, my birthday, you just buy Bitcoin on my birthday, and then, you know, you see it do all-time highs. Can't believe nobody got that for me, but it's all good. So when you see Bitcoin hit its all-time high, notice this isn't Bitcoin's chart. So, you know, alts hit 850 billion, you know, had a nice correction, almost, you know, more than 50%. So probably dropped more than Bitcoin did, right? Or around the same amount, 52. Around all markets, that drop was correlated. But notice, you know, this, you know, spike up, we seen, you know, more dominance gained in, you know, aside from Bitcoin and ETH, this is just, altcoins. This is why you see, more gains. So 200% gains the alts, took up, and now we can see that the alts are, let's go on the daily. So you can see it's pretty much the same point where Bitcoin's at, right? Like, we actually didn't cross the low, right? The lowest day that we had. And that's the support we're testing right now. We really, this wick went and opened up all the liquidity from this area. So yeah, it's a big point right now for altcoins or shit coins, Zill, Unistake, Uniswap, Phantom, SRX. This is why, so much market cap is being lost from them. We see the total crypto, this is including everything, quite similar. We do definitely see, the next run up we had from our July low was, about 30%, I think, higher. Let's see. Yeah, so about like 24% higher. All around, market cap was gained, around, and now it's just, now we're back in kind of the money order where we're just like distributing, most dominance is being relayed into Bitcoin. So we're seeing, Bitcoin top of its channel, trying to see if it wants to break out. We'd love a rejection here for the alts. We'd love a rejection, but if Bitcoin's gonna dump, it's gonna take up more of the dominance because the alts are gonna dump harder than Bitcoin, Yep, if we cross this area, all your shit coins, all your alts, they will be worthless. Your next resistance when we were flying through this zone will be I mean, obviously we could use this one, but that's a little close. I'd like to almost flip it to this one. So we see this area, this is like a lot of volume, not really much supports over here, only one resistance. So that's an area that, fear would, come into the market and we could capitulate. Notice, we're never coming back up here to the 100 area. When we hit that 20K the first time, we were probably around here, right? ETH and, some alts had their major run. This is why the dominance came so much lower here. And then, when we're in the bear market, we're here. COVID, pretty much like, where's the COVID low? March 2020. So, the COVID low is like, this is the high from the COVID low. And then what happens, Bitcoin goes on a run. Bitcoin's lead, really the alts are kind of leading the market more, but then Bitcoin shifts and starts making all-time highs, right? Well, not all-time highs, it just starts its breakout to like, I'll say 20K. So if we're looking December, right, 2020, and then you can see after, Bitcoin starts to hit its all-time highs, this is where like the alts start running. Like, even though Bitcoin's pumping, this chart is going down, right? And it's just because, more market cap is going into alts and DOT and the 10,000 other coins on the market. Bitcoin's just one of them. So obviously Bitcoin can't hold its dominance forever if, we increasingly have, new technology and stuff on the markets. So yeah, not too much TA today, just kind of, setting our outlooks for where we are at the market. I wouldn't really be taking a position. If we wanted to, hit that 30K sell, hopefully this is the last time we hit it. We depeg from here, make some lower lows, test, this area for some support. If we wick down here, come up here, hold this as a resistance. I'd love, if we were to kind of, take our time and just steadily drop, steadily drop, steadily drop, steadily drop, steadily drop until like we hold, and then, you know, we might come up, come back, retest one time, and then, you know, take off. That would be something like an accumulation zone for me, and I would be more inclined to buy. But I also do encourage us to buy, you know, spot 10 to 15% every time you see, you know, Bitcoin make a big dip. My main altcoin that I'm gonna be layering into is ETH. If we're looking at ETH, this is when, you know, I started trading ETH back in my my glory days. Not my glory days. Yeah, trading ETH right here, right? You know, this looks like, you know, very slow market, very slow. Lots of dojis. This is on the weekly. See if we see daily a little bit better. So yeah, notice that this is like when ETH broke its all-time high. Previous all-time high was 1500 or 1471. Let's make a line there real quick. So testing all-time high, testing all-time high. Notice how we tested for 3 days. Stay below, held the support. From, you know, look at the break on all-time high. It doesn't look that crazy, but it's very, you know, very big break. As you know, after you break all-time high, it went 58% up, and then, you know, what goes up must come down. Retraces 786%, almost hit that 0.80. Make sure everyone that came in on, you know, the last time, right? The last time. So you get these breaks in the crypto market that are crazy, and you'll never be able to, you know, see this price again unless you get a crazy, you know, bear market that comes in. So definitely looking to see if we have to mitigate this area, $800. I don't think we'll get that low. I think shit. Hopefully we hold the last all-time high around 1500. Let's see how much percent down from here it is. The last all-time high is only about 25% from here. But yeah, let's just keep an eye on the markets. If the flipping is to happen, we want to see one of these levels hold on Bitcoin, on ETH to Bitcoin. I'm sorry. So yeah, notice like 2021, this is where, you know, ETH goes parabolic. So when Bitcoin was 2 cents, and then it goes, you know, all the way up to 8 cents. So did a 4x times what Bitcoin did. And that's why alts are just, you know, their market cap is lower so they can move up more percentages and gain more, but also lose more because they're not the head of the market. They're, you know, Bitcoin is the king and will take up the most dominance in a bearish market because, you know, that's the store of value for right now. Until, you know, new players and new institutions come into the game, then we'll have, you know, less volatile markets, and then we'll just be able to DCA on like 10% dips, and that'll be it. You know, there will be a time when this market kind of cools down. So we are very new. I'm happy to have everybody here at the Cobras. We do a great, you know, job covering fundamentals, education, and trading analysis. So that will be our stream for today. Thank you guys for, you know, joining and coming through.